everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so excited to moderate this panel. We have amazing panelists. Everyone here has their own unique expertise in this space. We do have our male panelist who's running a little bit behind, but he should be joining us shortly. This is such an exciting time for fashion. It is like one of the most exciting things for crypto and blockchain and fashion because it's going to change fashion permanently. It is going to make it. Here he is. Here's Wayne. Fashionably late.
I don't believe in fashionably late. I'm sorry.
No worries. Thanks for joining us.
I didn't know how to get past like all those pretzel stands and all that food to talk about NFTs. I needed to eat.
No worries. I totally get it. No worries. I was just saying this is such an exciting panel because blockchain, it has the ability to really change fashion forever, permanently. And there's so many exciting things going on in the NFT space right now between art and music, but fashion is really wearable art. So that's why this panel is so exciting because we get to touch upon an NFT that's tangible and digital, and it's kind of a hybrid of both. And as you guys know, like everyone's entering the space. Everyone from Adidas to Gucci to Dolce & Gabbana. It's super exciting. So that being said, I'd love to introduce Elena.
Hi, my name is Elena Silenok. I'm an engineer, entrepreneur, and angel investor. I run Clothia.com, a curated marketplace for emerging fashion designers, where we showcase about 150 designers from all over the world that are the best, most talented designers in their countries. And what I'm super excited about is how NFTs are poised to truly democratize fashion. Because I think a lot of times luxury fashion items are very expensive and we can't afford them. And if we can buy things that are exciting that we can use online for $20 or $50, I'm super excited about that.
Me too.
Hi, I'm Megan Kaspar. I am managing director and co-founder of Magnetic, which is an incubation and crypto investing firm. And I'm also a member of Red DAO. And Red DAO is most notably known for our recent investment and purchase of 3 of the 9 Dolce & Gabbana couture item pieces that were dropped.
Tell how much.
It was the first high-end luxury brand to do a couture drop. So this was really exciting, and our DAO is only focused on investing in the opportunities that fashion brings, the emergence of fashion tech. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
They sold for a lot of money.
Very successful.
We own the most expensive digital fashion piece sold to date.
Come on, that's great. It's going to change the business, right? Mm-hmm. The best thing, can I say something?
Sure.
The best thing is that Dolce Gabbana has been around for so long, 40, 50 years, so for them to be selling the most expensive NFT now is huge, that you guys are bringing fashion brands from the past into the future just with a few NFTs. You're going to change the world.
Yep.
That's exciting
It's happening.
to me. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hello everyone, my name is Pierina. I'm the founder and CEO of FlickPlay. I've been working across different creative industries for the past 10 years. Worked for Frank Gehry for a couple of years, and now I'm the founder of FlickPlay, which is a social metaverse app. Our mission is to pretty much bring the digital and physical world closer together and to actually create a real-life application for the explosion of digital art and collectibles in a way where it actually connects to the culture of the cities itself and ourselves and what we represent when we use fashion wearables and where are we going when we use them. Yeah.
Hello. I'm Wayne Scott Lukas. I'm a celebrity fashion stylist. I'm not a celebrity, but I'm a fashion stylist, and I've dressed Janet Jackson, Tina Turner, Justin Timberlake. I've done them all. And I'm just a kid from New Jersey, and we didn't have anything growing up, so I was able to get into this fashion business and find my way. And then I met Jordan French, and I met Bill Gladstone, and I met Vic NFT, and all of a sudden we're doing NFTs with fashion, and it's been really exciting. I have really good couture vintage pieces like Dolce & Gabbana, and I'm able to put them out and sell them, and then Vic NFT gives 25% to charity, so it's the NFT that gives back, the NFT for the greater good. So instead of just collecting the money, we try to give back the money so that it keeps it all spinning and going. And then you share, which I think is great.
It's amazing. And I just wanted to do a quick show of hands. Who in the audience owns an NFT? Oh, I love that. Who in the audience owns a luxury brand or like a piece of couture, a really rare item in fashion? That's interesting. So more people in this audience own NFTs. That's great to see. So you guys understand the space. You're true experts. So that being said, I'd like to ask the experts. There's so much going on in this space right now. What are you most excited about?
So I think, as I mentioned earlier, I am most excited about how we can actually democratize fashion and access to fashion. And for a lot of fashion designers, breaking into the industry is quite hard. So if you went to Central St. Martin's, if you went to Parsons, these are very well-known schools in the fashion design world. A lot of times it's easier to break in because you have an industry network and you have the connections. But if you're a small designer from Nigeria or India or somewhere that is not part of those networks, it's actually really hard. And you can attest to that. It's just you don't know where to go. You don't know how to approach the industry. And I think it's the same for customers. A lot of times fashion can be intimidating. It can cost a lot of money. It can feel very difficult and maybe not something that you can be a part of as a normal, quote-unquote, person. And what I think is exciting about NFTs and digital fashion in general is that it doesn't matter what we look like. It doesn't matter where we come from. It doesn't matter who we are. We can truly be a part of that fashion community. So that's what really excites me.
Yeah.
And speaking of community, I mean, Megan, Red DAO is so well known for purchasing the Dolce & Gabbana NFT. I mean, that made headlines everywhere. I think it was like one of the first times a lot of people that didn't understand NFTs before, they understood NFTs after that. So what do you think is next? Like, what are you super excited about? And can you tell us about the Dolce & Gabbana NFT too?
Yeah, for sure. So, well, I'm most excited about the democratization of fashion through digitization of it, because it's the first time that you can actually give children in Ghana or anywhere in a country that they previously didn't have access to engaging with the ability to design fashion. You can do this now through NFTs, and there's tons of platforms that are doing this, and at Red DAO, we're getting an influx of designers and older established brands like Dolce & Gabbana, but then also new emergent designers that are creating and launching their own NFT brands fashion brands as NFTs, but it's super exciting because it's now an ESG play. So the decarbonization that's happening around fashion is really, really powerful. As we dematerialize into the digital world, people will buy less physical. But it's more also interesting because the manufacturing aspect and the supply chain aspect of fashion changes quite drastically. You can have on-demand manufacturing and on-demand shipping in a way that we don't have yet today. So it's super exciting.
That's great. And Pierina, actually, I mean, specifically because you have a background in architecture, and I know FlickPlay is really enabling the experience of digital fashion. So there's a lot of headlines on like the big brands entering, and it's from the industry side, but how is this next evolution of the industry going to change from the consumer experience standpoint?
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, I started FlickPlay 2 years ago, and I'm super excited to be sitting in a panel where people actually know what metaverse is, and and we're not talking about digital assets as filters, but actually as objects that you own, right? So I'm like that I'm beyond excited that, but I think that beyond that, I'm really excited about the real life application. I think that oftentimes we hear people talking about the future of digital ownership always from the eyes of VR or the eyes of you putting your clothing in a digital avatar. And I really think that the true potential is in building that bridge between people's digital and physical reality and bringing those assets to the real world and really using the power of culture, cities, and context to increase the social status and social graph of those digital assets. So I'm really excited about seeing how the social space is shifting towards ownership and creators economy rather than just videos as a form of virality and social status and further exploring that.
So exciting. And Wayne, you've been in fashion for a while. Like you've worked with celebrities, like iconic designers. So, and I'd love to hear your like expertise and insight on NFTs specifically.
I feel like, you know, the ability that everybody can own a piece of history kind of gets me really excited. And the ability that you guys can all decide what is history. You know, I find that the NFTs in fashion, for me, someone said, what's the difference, but you said, I think, between a Birkin bag and an NFT of a Birkin bag. Was that you?
Yeah.
And you know, I think I know the whole NFT space is really about sense memory, because if you see your blanket from when you were a little child, you immediately remember that blanket, and one moment you had that blanket and it gave you security. When you see your favorite bag, I'm serious, it happens because I have a Janet Jackson has the fabulous ostrich Birkin bag. But when I see that bag, I remember the fashion shows we went to. And I remember the trip to the south of France. And I remember just being with my friend at a restaurant. And it brings back sense memory. So with all that you're saying, bringing the two worlds together, I think that the sense memory of the fashion really is visceral because you wear it and you've loved it. Maybe you gain weight, but you still have that picture of you looking great in that NFT dress that you loved and that you keep. So I feel that the NFT world is allowing people to have sense memory back to think. You buy one little character. For some reason, you saw that character, you fell in love, you bought it. $300, $600, $1 million, but that little character is yours. It's your buddy, it's your friend, it's your puppy, it's your cat. You have it forever, and it's yours. And we're all looking for ownership of something, and if not ourselves, we can find ownership in things like that. So that's why I find it exciting. You know, I have a lot of vintage stuff. I just, you know, my auction this week is Tina Turner. I have Tina Turner's, should I say
Do you have the dress here, actually?
Yeah, I have Tina Turner's dress. Gianni Versace did this dress 3 months before he was murdered. So it's the last time he's ever designed the dress. It's the original Haute Couture label. You'll never get it again. And we're auctioning it off this week, and a lot of the proceeds are going to go to charity. Christy Turlington's charity, my friend Cara Young has a charity, Action Against Hunger. So Gianni's death and Gianni's business and life is now going to give back to more people, and that's the magic, like what you're doing. And, is that good?
Is that good?
And it's not about me, it's about all of us trying to figure out a way as we learn for these things to give back. Does anybody want to see the dress?
Yeah, let's see it.
Do you want to see it on a girl, or do you want to see it in my hands? On me? I would do, trust me, I would do it if you want me to do it. But I brought the dress. The original, is that okay?
Yep.
It's actually now considered priceless because it was the last thing Gianni made before he died. This is supermodel Cara Young. Come over, see the ladies. This is Gianni's last dress. These two pieces, and if you look, can I lift this up? If you guys look here, this is here. I don't want to. This is the so cool. This is the sense memory. You ready? The lining. Oh, hello. The lining of the dress when Tina wore it on stage. The mesh, it's all metal, so it ate her stockings. So when she got off the stage, it looked like she'd been attacked by a bear from the waist to the knee. So Tina Turner took her little scissors, and when you turn this inside out, you see Tina Turner's little scissor cuts. You know, and
so
as
cool.
she's getting older now, so there's my sense memory. And then I saw this dress, and I said, I want this to be one dress. So I called Gianni Versace in Paris, and him and Donatella and Paul took these two pieces and they built me that dress that has now traveled around the world.
Wow.
So it's been magic, and that's the sense memory. Whether it's $10 or this is going to be priceless because there's no more left. and it can never be made again, but I did 101 NFTs of Carl wearing this dress as a tribute to Tina. What do you think? Here.
111.
111 was Tina's magic number, so we took 111 pictures, 111 separate NFTs.
Wow.
But this is since memory. So I'll never see Gianni again. I'll probably never tour with Tina again, but I have this dress, and I'm going to sell it. I wanted to give it to a museum, but I'm going to sell it.
And so the NFT, it's the dress, and then you have some digital assets as well.
The NFT is going to be, you want to hang out? Oh, you're going to leave? Say goodbye to Cara.
Thanks, Cara.
I don't want to take over the NFT is what we're, yeah, I do. I don't. We're selling the dress because it's a piece of history. We'd probably sell it to a museum or a collector. And then on top of that, we did 111 shots of Cara in the dress last week. We did a 3-day photo shoot so everybody can own one of the digital images of this dress. And every time I took another picture, it reminded me of something I did with Tina Turner. It reminded me of the south of France. It reminded me that exact dress that Cara wore. When these people start their tours, there's no money. So you go and you do free concerts everywhere. And we went to Durban, East Africa, and there was nothing like Tina Turner in that dress. It makes me cry. She's on the stage, and it's all people that got in for free. And she served them all food, so they had food for the whole week. No one knows because she doesn't tell the press. And then she performed in that dress, and it reminds me of that night, and then it started raining. Oh, it rained down in Africa. It started raining on us that night, and I always remember when I see that dress. It's not the shine, it's not the money.
It preserves a moment in time.
It's a moment in time, like all these NFTs.
And so in terms of Megan with the NFT, the Doge Crown, that was a new product, right? And just created for this?
Yes, so the 9 pieces that Dolce & Gabbana created were, some of them were purely digital. So we bought 2 jackets. They were purely digital. And then the crown was digital and also physical. So we have the physical crown, which was brought to New York for NFT week and displayed there. And then I believe it's being taken back to Milan, and we'll have it in some museums. And then the drop also came along with experiential aspects. So for 2 years, we get exclusive access to Dolce & Gabbana's private events. But what's really great about Dolce & Gabbana being ushered into this space and sort of guiding a light for higher fashion brands to come in and do drops like the couture drop they did is that they're also doing Dolce & Gabbana family, which is really exciting because that will be more of a ready-wear collection and more people will have access to purchasing the items, and it creates a larger community. So the point of it is to create a community in sort of a Dolce & Gabbana world where everyone can participate and have access to physical, digital, and experiential aspects of the brand.
That's
so exciting. And Elena, I mean, speaking of community, like how does all this technology enable up-and-coming designers from around the world? Because we're seeing these big brands rush into this space and this new next wave of fashion and its next platform. But how, like up-and-coming designers from remote areas, how does this enable them in their careers?
Yeah, great question. Thank you. Again, as I mentioned, we have 150 designers from all over the world. We started with Western Europe, and then we expanded to Eastern Europe and the Middle East. So I'm actually wearing a dress from a designer who comes from Turkey, and I love
Let's
it.
see the dress.
Okay.
Show us the dress.
Woo! Who's the designer?
Who's the designer?
It's the designer's Ece Ozal, and they're a Turkish designer. So you can actually find it on Clothia. So if you go on clothia.com, I'll ask my team to put it on the front page in one of the carousels. So, but yeah, and everything is accessibly priced on our platform. So we specifically search out designers where the average price point is around $300. But even that, for a lot of people, depending where they come from, can be expensive. So to some people, $300, if they shop luxury brands, is an everyday purchase. But to other people, if they don't shop a lot, $300 is still a reach. And what I'm excited about is, again, giving access to both customers and to designers that might not otherwise have that exposure, first of all. And then secondly, really democratizing fashion. So tomorrow we're launching an NFT platform on coveted.com. So in addition to physical items, we're also going to have digital items. And it's going to be a selection of art. It's going to be a selection of some digital goods that you can buy. And again, they're priced at variable price points. So some of them are much more affordable. Some of them are a little bit more expensive. And again, I'm hoping that all of you can go and buy something fun for yourself, regardless of the price point.
And Pierina, I mean, speaking of fashion is the funnest part can be shopping. So how is shopping going to change?
Yeah, well, I think there are different facets to that, right? Because I think that since 2016, we're figuring out what's the future of retail, right? And for some time, we thought that it was going to be a museum of ice cream, but it didn't really work out to that level, right? But we start to see that there is this whole consumer shift on how people are shopping and the incentive around shopping, right? What is that emotional connection that it creates? What's the difference between going to a retail store or an online store? And I think that when we think for FlickPlay as a metaverse platform that overlays in the real world, a lot of what we do is to pretty much recreate the next generation of discovery of locations, right? And think about how can we anchor these digital assets to pretty much landmarks in retail locations that could not only seed the digital assets that those retail locations are selling at that retail store, but could also cultivate a social ecosystem around people who buys those digital collectibles and the content and where those people actually interact and flex their digital collectibles with, right? So it's not only about discovering digital assets or purchasing a bag or a dress, but what is that specific moment where you decide, this is the dress I'm going to wear, digital dress I'm going to wear when I'm walking into X restaurant versus Y restaurant, right? And how good that will become part of my social collage, the same way you can walk in Rodeo Drive and take a picture next to a real Ferrari, right? So kind of thinking about how can offline retail actually connect with digital products in a way that provides more than an in-person shopping experience, but actually connects the digital and physical world to help people build their social status. Yeah.
So absolutely amazing. Well, I think we're out of time. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And thank you guys
Casey.
for listening to our panel. We hope you enjoyed it and seeing the dress and hearing about all the amazing things going on. So yeah, and we'll be around if anyone has any questions. We'll be around after the show.
And
find us on Twitter. Find us on Twitter.
Take a chance on fashion NFTs.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Thanks, guys.